you get that drink.
Thank you guys so much for coming back to the Queen Jinx channel. As the description below says, we are going to be going over the World Cup qualifying roster, which dropped this morning, and we're going to be taking a look into it at my opinions, my grades, and my snubs for this roster. First of all, as you can see, I'm alone today. I don't have my partner in crime. He had some prior commitments, so I'm going to have to go through this one by myself. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start with goalkeepers. So we're bringing Ethan Horvath, Zach Steffen, and Matt Turner. Quite frankly, these are the three guys who should be here. These are the three guys who deserve to be here. And these are our three best current goalkeepers, in my opinion. I don't think you can make an argument for any other keeper to be here other than these three. And for that reason, I am giving the goalkeeper selection an A+ grade. I don't think you can get any better than these three. I don't think you can make an argument for a veteran to take the place of one of these, for a young guy to take the place of one of these. I think the better argument is which one of these three keepers is going to start, because I believe you can make an argument for any of the three to start. In my opinion, I've got Ethan Horvath as my number one, Matt Turner my backup, and Zach Steffen is my third choice, although I don't think that's how Greg Berhalter is going to see it. So I am curious what your opinions are on goalkeepers. Leave your opinion below at which goalkeeper should start and what your case for that is, because I'm interested to read it. We're all in this together. We're probably not gonna have the same opinions on anything, but I am really curious to see yours and what you think. And also, while you're telling me your opinion, tell me who your backup would be. I'm just curious about that too. So we're gonna move on to defenders, and we're bringing a pretty young back line. We've got George Bello, John Brooks, Serginho Dest, Mark McKenzie, Tim Ream, Anthony Robinson, Miles Robinson, James Sands, DeAndre Yedlin, and Walker Zimmerman. So on Twitter, I've been reading, and the one name that people have a lot of problem with is Tim Ream. And to be honest with you, I have the exact opposite opinion of that. I think that because we are bringing such a young back line, I think we need veteran leadership and someone who has a lot of experience under his belt. And frankly, although Tim Ream has not necessarily seen a lot of success with the national team, he's played for Fulham in the Premier League and the Championship. So he's seen Fulham is your stereotypical yo-yo team, just like Norwich City. He's seen success at the highest level and failure at the highest level. And I think he's someone that we need on that back line, considering we are so young, to, keep the players' heads up when everything's not going right, and to also keep them a little bit level-headed when maybe things are going right and they think they're a little bit invincible. So I don't have a problem with Tim Ream being here. The two names that I think that are glaring, that are missing, are Matt Miazga and Chris Richards. I think Matt Miazga should be on this team over Walker Zimmerman. And that's only because Zimmerman's coming off an injury, and Matt Miazga looks like he's found another lone home. We'll see how it goes. But I just feel like we should have a place for Matt Miazga on this team. I love his attitude. He's got a little bit of Jermaine Jones in him in terms of not letting anybody walk over him. In terms of Chris Richards, I do think he's the future. I think he's the Robin to John Brooks' Batman. But when it comes to bringing in a young center back, I think you kind of had to go with Mark McKenzie or Chris Richards in this particular scenario this year. And, Berhalter went with McKenzie, and I don't have a problem with Mark McKenzie. I've met him before. He's a super nice guy, and to be quite honest with you, I'm rooting for him. And that's not to say I'm not rooting for Walker Zimmerman either. If Zimmerman gets playing time, I hope he's completely a lockdown defender and scoring some headers on some corner kicks. Don't get me wrong. If you are on this team, I am rooting for you. So don't let my opinion think otherwise. These are just roster selection opinions. So that said, I don't have a problem with McKenzie being over Richards, but I would replace Matt Miazga. I would put Matt Miazga over here over Zimmerman. So overall, I don't hate the defenders at all. I love that Yedlin made the team. I love that Bello is on the team. Overall, I give this a solid B. Almost a B+, but not quite, but I give it a solid B. So we're going to move on to midfielders, which we brought Kellen Acosta, Tyler Adams, Sebastian Lletget, Weston McKennie, and Christian Roldan. So this is the group that I like the least of the roster selections. Look, Kellen Acosta, balled out in the Gold Cup. He earned his spot here. So I'm not going to say anything about him at all. He proved everybody wrong, including myself. This is his spot. Sebastian Lletget and Christian Roldan. Look, we brought these guys in over guys like Luca de la Torre and Julian Green. And if Yunus Musa was healthy, I would be throwing even more of a fit. But he's not. So would I have rather brought, would I have brought Luca de la Torre and Julian Green? Yes. But can Sebastian Lletget, can he play against Honduras and El Salvador? Yeah, I think he can. Can he play against Canada, which is arguably the second best team in CONCACAF? No, I don't think he can. We know what we're going to get with Sebastian Lletget, so why not bring someone with a higher ceiling? That's just my opinion. And Christian Roldan, look, I don't watch the MLS, but from everything I've read, he's been completely balling out this year. And I did watch the MLS All-Star Game. That's the first MLS-related event that I've watched since Zlatan left the LA Galaxy. And look, I just think you know what you're getting with Christian Roldan. It doesn't matter if he's playing good or bad in the MLS. He always seems to be the same type of player for the national team. And that's nothing against him. Like I said before, if Lletget and Roldan are playing, I hope they both get hat tricks and they are both completely just going crazy. But that said, I do believe Julian Green, of everybody, deserves to be here because I believe he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. You know, he's now in the Bundesliga. From what I've seen, from the clips I've seen from him, he's been playing quite well. I think he wants to be here, and frankly, I think he deserves to be here. So that's my main gripe on the midfielders, and I do think we're a McKenzie or Adams injury away from being in kind of a bad spot, and that's my main issue with this. So overall, I give the midfielders a B-. It could be a lot worse, don't get me wrong, but I also feel like it could be a lot better. So we're going to go on to forwards. And with forwards, we're bringing in Brendan Aronson, Conrad De La Fuente, Jordan Pefok or Sibachu, Ricardo Pepe, Christian Pulisic, Gio Reyna, Josh Sargent, and Timmy Weah. This may be the strongest group of forwards we may have ever had as a national team, especially in terms of potential and raw talent. Like even a guy like Timmy Weah, I think he, raw talent-wise, has potential to be one of the best players we have, but it's getting him to that point and giving him the freedom to be that. But if there's one guy I think that deserves to be here, that would be arguably the best player in the Gold Cup other than Matt Turner, and that's Matthew Hoppe. Now, who do you replace Hoppe with? And I kind of went back and forth on this for a little bit. And I believe Ricardo deserves to be on this team. For cap tie problems, obviously, he does. I do hope that he stays with us moving forward. I think he's going to be a talent. Look, this was hard, but I do think Jordan. I would pick Matthew Hoppe over Jordan, and at one point I thought Jordan may have been our number 1-9, but. Look, it's difficult, and this is a good problem to have, and I don't know if we've ever had this problem as a nation before. At least in my lifetime, we haven't. So I would love to see Hoppe on here, flip a coin on who you would replace him with. But that said, our forwards, I would give an A- to, just because, frankly, it just depends on our formation we're going to use. What are these guys going to be used at? I have a strong feeling we're going to be using some of these guys out of their primary position, which is why I give it an A-. But that said, overall, this is a great team, and these first 3 games are going to be interesting. I believe 2 of these games we should win, and we should win without much issue in a perfect world. The game against Canada, I think that's going to be the game to pay attention to, because in my World Cup qualifying predictions, if you watched it, if not, I'll leave the link in the description. The Gold Cup did not change my predictions whatsoever. I still think that's how it's going to finish. And I picked Canada to finish 3rd. And I believe Canada can actually top out at 2nd, but I don't see Canada going below 4th in any way whatsoever. So Canada's going to be a good indication of where we are early on as a team. And if we walk away with 7 points, I will be very, very happy through the first 3 games. So that said, who were your biggest snubs? What'd you think of my opinions? Trust me, it won't hurt my feelings at all if you completely disagree. Let me know. I am interested to read your goalkeeping opinions. So definitely, if you're going to leave an opinion, definitely leave me an opinion on that. And that said, we'll be coming back with some more content very soon. Appreciate you all watching, for giving me 10 minutes of your time. You all have a great weekend, and let's get some games next week.